I like that.
It's a band called The Gaff.
They're a good band. Already we've decided that. The Gaff, you ever heard of them before?
No, they're imposters. They're
new.
young and they're imposters.
Now, you see, Paul Whitehouse is having...
that band after my house.
Paul Whitehouse and Chris Langham. Paul is having trouble adjusting to middle age. He's been having trouble adjusting to middle age for about 8 years now.
I hate the young. I hate them.
Every time I see an interview or something with you going, youngsters out there on the streets and they're young people.
Some of them are near my house.
Young
young
people.
I either want them torched or I want to join in, and I can't decide which.
I suspect, though, here on Radio 2, you're talking to the converted out there.
Oh, I should imagine. There's a lot of like-minded people. We're practically UKIP, really, aren't we?
You'd make a very good leader for UKIP.
I haven't got the suntan. All the hair, my hair's going, isn't it?
You could get the tan, though, couldn't you? You could have it sprayed
work on that, yeah.
Jordan goes somewhere and the men with hoses spray it on all.
She'd be a good leader, wouldn't she, for UKIP? I think she'll end up as one of those great British eccentrics.
No,
you know
I
what I
don't
mean?
think so. She's too vulgar. She's too vulgar.
I saw her last night. Did you see what she said?
Is this on Channel 4's The Comedy Project? Yeah.
Yes.
Friday Night Project.
That's breaking some boundaries, that one, isn't it? Right.
It was quite the experience.
Like feminism never happened.
Yeah,
It's like in my house.
She was vulgar, wasn't she?
Oh, it's outrageous.
Yeah,
one of them fell off. Do we want to talk about what she said?
I don't think we can, and I think it shows us in a bad light for even remembering. Congratulations on your new show, Paul Whitehouse, Chris Langham. They have a new series starting on BBC Two. It starts Sunday night at 9:30. I watched the first one. Very, very funny, very different as well. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Because you've both done some rubbish over the years.
That's true.
To come together now, so late in life.
Can you help us? Because you never have.
I've never put a foot
wrong.
But do you guys know each other from way back, or is this a new thing?
Not really. We met at Disney World, didn't we?
Was
it Euro Disney?
Well, I don't even remember it.
Yeah, you were with some children. I assumed they were yours.
You were with some children and they weren't yours.
He was on the Michael Jackson tour, weren't you? So you did genuinely meet at Disney?
Well, Chris remembers it.
I think he thought I was some sort of autograph hound or something. I was just trying to get in front of him in the queue. I was distracting him with publicity, adulation. But we've met a couple of times at sort of BBC Two Christmas parties and things like that. Yeah. We didn't really know each other though, but we
Abu Ghraib, we met there. We were both there.
And so you decided then that maybe you'd like to work together, or I mean, how did the idea come about? Was it one person's idea, or the two of you said let's...
I'm going to withdraw because it's not my idea, and I happily won't claim any credit, which is very unusual for me. I'm not claiming any of the credit.
You're clearly the sort of man unable to deal with the ageing process, who's been in therapy. And therapy's at the core of this new show, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, the BBC wanted me to do a thing where I was a therapist because, that was a groundbreaking idea because I've played a therapist before, so they thought, well, you can do that.
Are you actually a therapist?
I am not actually a therapist, although I am prepared to listen to you for money.
On a list of celebrities who aren't actually trained to be therapists who I would trust a therapist, I'd put you and Alan Rickman at the very top of the list.
Ageing Bond?
Aging Bond.
Medieval monk.
Archbishop. A good monk detective, medieval monk detective, with a bit of therapy on the side. Anyway,
I'm for the programme.
So it's just an idea of how to sort of give the series some shape. Was that it'd be great if Paul played all the clients, and so you get that sort of slightly out of school interest. Hopefully the show is good in itself, but there's also this sort of sports add-on, which is God, he's doing another character.
You do an awful lot. Yeah, terrible show.
Well, that's important.
Some of them quite convincing.
Thank you very much.
Except the one where you play yourself. It's completely see through that.
I don't know who I am.
He plays himself with a sort of Greek accent. Isn't that the Greek man? Here's the thing. Some of your impersonations are uncannily good. I mean, really remarkable. Do you
I've
consider
noticed
that mimicry
a sycophancy about you in recent years.
No,
I don't know whether to take this seriously or not.
The truth is, not all. Some you've done some rubbish, but the voices we've always heard. Some of the impersonations you do, the new old man you do, who isn't like the older man, that's incredible, and the makeup is better than it used to be. So first of all, I didn't even know it was you, and that's quite something, knowing you're in the show and knowing you do that sort of thing. And I thought,
it's only me. And you thought, what, we sneaked a little old man in?
I thought maybe you were beginning to fake it later in life.
He's not as good as accents as he makes out. There's a Northern Irish accent.
I'm really good at accents.
He insisted on doing a character with a Northern Irish accent.
Yeah.
With a Belfast accent.
Can we hear a little bit?
And then
you certainly can.
And then it turns out then he tells me there's only certain words he can do in a Belfast accent, so we have to write a piece. It's like it's like trying to get somewhere when your car can only turn left.
Jackson, the herd is.
That's how they wrote The Cat in the Hat. They gave the guy like 7 words and said, see if you can write a book. So it was a similar construction for the sketch.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
How many characters do you do in this series?
It's immaterial, isn't it? Richard Gervais said to me, why don't you just do one good one?
Yeah, that's the point.
And you said to him...
And I said to him...
You said, one-hit wonder. What would you know?
Exactly. One-trick pony, mate.
Okay. But Chris, you're the lazier half of the...
I am the lazier. I'm the bloke who holds the string.
All you have to do is say yes.
With the kite
really?
at the other end.
And
how do you feel about that?
Not only does he not do any characters, then he kind of just plays himself as well. It's not even one character, it's just you.
That's right.
Now you understand why I don't like him.
Yeah. I see there's a rift here. Because you're spending all day in makeup.
Oh,
I love that.
Tell me about it.
And what do you do when he's in the chair?
I'd turn up about 10:30 in the morning. He's been there for 4 hours. And he's in a bad mood. I can't understand it.
And then, presumably, when you finish, he still has to go back in the chair to get it all taken off.
Get it all, torched off.
Breeze out. Breeze out. So I'm assuming then there won't be a second series.
No, there won't. We decided that halfway through the first.
But it's really, I mean, obviously it's patchy. But I really, but that's the nature of this sort of show, isn't it, fellas? Because it's
Can we talk?
Did you say it's classy? Is that what you're saying? It's class. At last, a little bit of class on our telly.
Let's go back to Patchy. We were just sitting out there thinking how great it is for you because you've actually got a bloke you pay to laugh at your jokes.
Yeah.
So we don't have that luxury.
Well, you're wrong there because we don't pay him. He's just got nowhere else to go.
We're also wondering what we could do when we came on here. Should we say that the show's really great? That's
very difficult. You see,
or do we come on and say, nah, it's not very good?
See, obviously, we're only here for publicity. It's not as if we like you.
Yes, we understand.
So if we say it's absolutely brilliant, then people would think, oh, well, I'm not watching that.
Toadies.
You know. But if we say it's terrible, then no one's going to watch it anyway. So it's a lose-lose situation for us.
Yeah, and there's something else I want to pick up now. Obviously, we're on radio here, or radio, you might say. But
master of voices.
I can't imagine that you got that discoloration of your nail by hammering. Hammering.
Yeah, I have
a bloody nail varnish.
I have nail varnish on my little finger. I tell you for why, fellas.
Gary
I thought it was cosmetic.
Friend.
Okay,
I thought it was cosmetic. I thought it was some sort of.
That's not a bit like a blister.
It's not from manual work.
No, this happened because
Persian backgammon players.
Do you remember? Paul, do you remember Manual Labour?
Yes, I do.
They're one of the big bands of the 80s, weren't they? I went out last night for dinner with a friend. Actually, yesterday I ate more food than I've ever eaten before in my life.
It shows.
What I'm doing is I'm storing food up before I do comic relief. I like to go in feeling like I can survive the marathon. But no, I had a dinner. I took some friends for lunch that I promised them. It was like a kind of, some guys I work with. And we went to a Gordon Ramsay restaurant. Had 7 courses. Now, I'd already had 2 breakfasts that day. 7 courses and some little extra
What's that got to do with you? You're trying...
Never mind, listen.
You're drawing us away from your painted nail. Come on.
But then I'd forgotten the evening I was meant to be going out for dinner with some other friends. That's how popular I am. So in the end, not only did I have 2 breakfasts, 7 courses, 3 courses in the evening, and 2 chocolate biscuits when I came home.
All for comic relief. Well done.
Yeah. I'm out there.
Did you not see the irony, Ross?
Which was lovely. But because I was going in the evening, I was waiting for my wife to get ready. You know, that can take some while for all men know.
Your wife.
I'm sitting there. I'm getting bored. Sitting near her makeup table. I'll put a bit of makeup on.
No.
Because I was going out with a friend who gets very annoyed if I flamboyant myself up. So in the end, I turned up. I put a bit of eyeshadow on, which he didn't notice. I painted one of my nails. I was wearing a cravat. I had a handbag and a walking stick.
Excellent. Can I say that I'm with you on the cravat, and I think it's about time the cravat was returned to its rightful place, round the neck of most gentlemen.
I tried to bring the cravat back single-handedly in 1991.
If we could link...
I went to Hong Kong to interview Jackie Chan. I wore a cravat. I was chased around by a Chinese homosexual.
No.
Yeah. Little fella chased me up and down the escalators.
Is that what it means these days, a cravat? Is that what it is? Maybe like a painted fingernail, perhaps?
In the former colonies, yes, I think it does. I think it does. We have to go to the news. There'll be more of this, whether you like it or not, coming up soon. 88 to 91 FM, this is Radio 2 from the BBC. Georgie Fane. A lovely piece of music. I don't know whether I'd have chosen that to come back from the news with, to be honest with you.
Well, I'm in control of the desk here.
Yeah, well, you're in control of the desk, but you don't seem to be in control of yourself.
We've fallen into a bit of a marital between us.
Yeah.
No, he's like a therapist.
Yeah.
The new show with Paul Whitehouse and Chris Langham, which I confidently predict, is going to be both popular with audiences and critics alike.
Oh, God.
And how often can you say that? How often can you say that? Certainly not a Paul's last show, Happiness, which didn't really work. Okay? So,
I'll swear again.
Is that the second time in your life, that'll be?
Yes. It's big.
the new show is called Help. Just Help. It's got nothing to do with the Beatles. Help. Chris plays a psychiatrist. Now, is it just a psychiatrist? Are you meant to be a clinical psychologist?
Therapist. I don't know. He's not a clinical psychologist. I think in this country you're allowed to be a counsellor without any qualifications whatsoever. Yeah. Isn't that right? You can put a plaque up and say...
I would hope so. All you need to be is a good listener, really, isn't it?
Freedom, it's great.
But I think he's got a psychology degree, the bloke I play, hasn't he? Right. And he's done some training. I think he's quite good.
He does collect
He's quite good. He's well-intentioned, isn't he?
Yeah, we play sort of fast and loose with the concept of it. Yeah. He can be part counsellor, part therapist, a bit with a lick of Freud, somebody said the other day.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. You've got the harder part. You are the greater challenge,
I like to think so.
Because it's easy for Paul. He goes in showboating. Oh, Jesus, I need help. He comes in as an Irishman. Next day,
very good.
Oh, das ist meine head is hurting. Was ist los?
Hilfe!
Yeah.
Hilfe!
Handy hockey. Tommy, come out. But that's easy for you. But you have to play.
I've got nothing to hide behind. Yeah. I've just done
it's a subtle
naked.
performance.
Well, I'm not naked actually, because that would. Yeah.
You have to show finesse.
I do.
You have to be. You have to adapt. You have to flow with it.
Yeah.
You have to.
It's a
well-modulated performance.
I have to sit opposite him for 3 hours of television, awake, alert, and giving.
Can I introduce
you guys?
Can I? This is unlike me, but can I introduce an anecdote from my own life?
No. Should we say no?
No, Ross. Ross.
Because it's an interesting thing. It doesn't often happen, does it, on a show like this?
You can say no, but obviously I'll talk over you. But Paul will enjoy this. I once interviewed your erstwhile partner, Charlie Higson, for a show, and it was in a very warm room. And while he was talking, as you know, he's quite a dull man. As he was talking, I actually fell asleep during an interview. It's the only time I've done this. And afterwards, he said to me, "I thought you were having a joke," because my head was going down like you do on the train and up again. And he thought I was doing it as a joke. I actually fell asleep while interviewing Charlie Higson.
Well, thank you very much for staying so alert for us.
But I'm saying, how do you stay awake when he's doing one of his, let's face it, quite mediocre impersonations of an elderly gentleman?
Well, that's professionalism, you see. That's it,
because he's paid.
The thought of the money.
That's what's made your career such a tribute and a testament to us all. That's why you've been at the top of the game for so long, Chris. Chris, what happened to your career? Because you started... guns blazing, you came out and everyone thought it was a new face. He disappeared for 20 years.
He's just a muppet from
working away, and it's come
well,
to
where were you for the 90s? Because we all had such hope.
I had a bit of a drug problem. I had a blackout. It lasted for about 15 years. I only had the one blackout. But
now I feel bad. Good. It didn't stop most of the other people on British TV, though, from turning up on a regular basis.
Somnambulating their way through success.
He was thinking about this.
I suspect you've had A, the more interesting life, and B, you're the better person.
Well, I'm glad that you think that.
What do you think of that? What do you think of that, Paul?
You know how to hurt.
Did I not?
Yeah. Do you think anyone has a more interesting life than me?
Isn't that interesting? That was not aimed at you. That wasn't aimed at you, but immediately you thought it was. No, that was aimed at people he used to work with.
Oh, I see.
People who own companies and that kind of stuff.
I saw the look, sideways glance.
You see, because money doesn't buy you happiness.
Oh, blast.
You know what? I just came up with that off the top of my head.
You're a sage, aren't you?
You can have that if you want. You can use that in your new show, Help, which is on BBC Two, and it starts, once again, I'll tell you, Sunday night. When I was the other day, I really laughed at it. And also at times it was unexpected, which is very rare, because especially someone like myself who watches a lot of comedy films and that kind of thing, you normally know where people are going. I didn't always with you guys. And that's
good, thank you very much. We were slightly concerned, obviously, it is two of us in a room, for half an hour every week. So, we hope that there are unexpected twists and turns.
It's a problem, though, there's a reviewer who said that I can't remember who it was, who said they should know how to take it, because it was funny and then it was sad. And she was saying, is it a comedy? I
think that's her problem then.
See, I think it is.
I think it's clearly a comedy.
But it is the way that...
Some of the jokes are quite old. I mean, you'd have thought she'd have recognised them.
We crowbarred a few of them in, mate.
No, but what's lovely is there are some old jokes in here. There's a lot of new stuff, a lot of strange stuff, and then occasionally there's an old friend, and you think, oh, good.
I can laugh.
But some of it is heart-rendingly sad, but then there's a knob gag along in a minute.
That's all you need.
So you're safe.
Really.
Not dissimilar to the way we've all lived our life.
No, that's right.
Let's have a bit more music. What obscure and almost unlistenable track have you done?
Don't start doing this to me.
Don't start doing this. That was very camp. That don't start.
Don't have a go at me. He does that enough.
Let's do a show next week. We only play rap.
Okay.
Here on the Radio 2, the Saturday morning show.
All right then.
I love a bit of rap. I tell you what I've been listening to recently. Wu-Tang Clan.
What, aren't they a bit old hat now? I mean, obviously I don't...
Oh, yeah, they're very old. They're probably not even alive anymore.
Old dirty bastard, he's dead.
Is he?
Yes.
But what about the rapper? That's not even a joke. I'm almost a comedian.
I know, almost virtually there as we were discussing.
All right, Paul Whitehouse and Chris Langham, they have a show on BBC Two tonight. Tomorrow night, which is just well, because tonight, hopefully, you'll all be watching the Tsunami Benefit on BBC One, then over on BBC Two. But tomorrow night, you can relapse with proper comedy, Paul and Chris. Genuinely, really funny show. I really enjoyed it. Do you grow the characters? I mean, are they... Because you see... I've only seen the first episode, as I said. A lot of different voices, a lot of different faces, a lot of different characters from Paul. One from Chris,
but one good one.
Yeah, very, very good.
Some of them develop. Some of them are just there for a quick cheap joke, and then some of them have a story that sort of
based on the turbulent human history.
So there's a kind of narrative that runs through the series.
Yeah, for some of them. And a couple of them kind of resolve it in the last.
And is the character you play? Is he allowed to grow? Do we see more? Do we find out more?
Well, he doesn't grow, really, but he keeps coming back.
Now,
he has
bit
problems.
like you, Ross. He doesn't grow. He just keeps coming back
like a mushroom. I'm assuming you've both been in therapy at various stages in your life.
Maybe.
Yeah. I'm assuming you probably still are.
If we said none of your business...
I'm going to say yes to that just to see what you say next.
Yeah, now, did it help you? Do you think it's a useful force, or do you think sometimes it's just people being encouraged to whinge on and on when they should pull themselves up by the...
Well, not everyone's got a radio show in which they can do that.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I haven't got any friends, so I just pay someone to listen to me. So
Andy, are you available during the week for Chris?
Yeah.
Okay, because he helps me out tremendously on a...
It's a form of confessional as well, you know.
Have you not considered?
But I think a lot of people have a
not really.
People have a misconception about therapy, which is that you go to someone who's going to tell you what to do. And actually, the good thing about therapy is when you get over the sort of shock of talking about yourself, and you get to hear how you are, and the fact that you do go in and whinge after a period of time, you think, God, I don't know, I fucking whinge. I just go on.
You can't swear on the radio, Chris. See, that's why his career disappeared for Trump.
I'm quoting on someone else.
We apologise for the language. And when you're in there, how does that make you feel?
When I'm in where?
In the therapist.
How does it make me feel? Well, I don't know. It's not an instant fix, is it? It's just a process. Where
I'm therapising you. You see, I'm therapising you.
This is almost interesting. Yeah. Keep it going.
I lured him in there. You see, by saying that's all they do, therapists. How does that make you feel? And you go, well, that's what they've got to do. They're not even listening.
At a crass commercial level, it's a very good idea for a show because people do talk about anything. And what I find fascinating about it is that people don't go in and say, oh, I was abused by my dad, or, I've got thoughts that I'm actually Father Christmas, or what. They talk about really mundane little details of life, and that's really what big tragedy is constructed out of, really.
Also, as someone who watched the show and enjoyed it, you can relate to it a little bit. Whereas if it is someone coming in saying, I'm scared of clowns, or I can't do this, you would think, well, that's just not. That's too much in the comedy world, of course. I enjoyed it very much.
Okay,
made me laugh.
Now, did you cry? Did it make you cry?
No.
No, okay.
And even if it had, I wouldn't admit it.
You'll paint a fingernail. You'll paint a fingernail.
I am a man.
A man with a painted fingernail.
That's a blister. That's a blister from some heavy hammering.
Wouldn't that be great if he'd been doing a bit of hammering, with a bolster?
Do you do any work around the house anymore? When was the last time you put a shelf up?
Oh, no, I constructed some beds recently.
Well, yeah, but they were from a flat pack.
Yes, but it's still involved a drill, Have
you ever built anything useful to your family, either of you grown men? And you can join in as well, Andy.
Yes, I have.
Ever built anything, not when you were working, but
no.
Have you ever said, my child needs, for example, a bed or a bike or some shoes, and you have constructed
made a bike?
Yeah.
What, from scratch?
Well, someone had to once.
From twigs and string.
Yeah, no, you're laughing.
Mad.
I bet there's people out there who said, I'll make a bike tomorrow. Proper men.
My daddy would have done things like that. I've made kites.
Kite doesn't count. Kite is 4 bits of wood, some string and a bit of sheet. That's hardly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm after.
Bike. Come on.
Have you made a bike or a bed, a pogo stick?
Why don't you ask your
coracle for the children to go rowing in? No, you haven't, have you? Nor have I. Have you, Chris?
Well, I live in the country, you see, so I'm out there, on a daily basis, and I always personally hire the staff myself. I don't shirk.
He's got an army of people working for him down there.
It's not the country.
I was out there wrangling chickens last night.
Well, that's
actually
without gloves.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
We've got new dogs in the house at home. I've been doing a lot of cleaning up after them.
It's not the same, is it?
The cutest dog in the world. A teacup chihuahua.
Oh, what? A teacup?
Well, it's a size
I think
of
that's
teacup.
cruel.
I don't know.
That's cruel, isn't it? Trying to get them.
Yeah.
Did you test it to see if it would
He doesn't
fit?
live in a teacup. Obviously,
He
lives in a kettle. We pour him out of the teacup when visitors come round. What's happened here?
I don't know.
We started so well,
I know.
We had energy.
Now it's all gone.
We've had language.
It's gone nowhere. All right. We better get rid of you, I guess. We've got competition to do. I need to go to the toilet. You've probably got places to go. What are you doing the rest of the day? What are your weekends hold for you, fellas?
I'm going to be making a bike for my children.
Long overdue. If you could, wouldn't that be something to look back on?
Yes, it would. Look,
and don't you think your children would
try and make me feel inadequate?
Here's the bike Dad made for me. Not the bike he bought for me with his proceeds from Stavros. Here's the bike he made for me with his hands. All right? Yeah, think about it.
Yeah, I don't want to get nail varnish all over it, though, would I?
About it. That's a lovely colour for a bike, isn't it? Doesn't that look good on a chopper? Gentlemen, lovely to see you this morning.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the new show. I'll say it one more time just so people remember. BBC Two, it's called Help. It's on Sunday night at 9:30pm. It's very, very funny. If you like Paul doing the silly voices and the characters, you're going to love it. If you like Chris doing whatever he does, you're going to love that as well. It's solidly entertaining and great fun.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, fellas, and I hope to see you again when the second series comes out.
Great, thanks a lot.
Maybe before then, I mean, don't take that as I'm not saying you're not allowed back, but I figure that's when you'll next want to do stuff like this. See you guys.
Set up.